If Caitlin Clark is the quote-unquote savior, if she's the golden girl, milk it.
Reality is knocking on the door of the porta potty. The truth is finally coming to the light. The same light that is going to be dimming here in about 12 hours when Caitlin Clark is eliminated from the playoffs. I know the mainstream media wants us to believe that the WNBA...
The drop in viewership from 1.8 million to 161,000 is significant, and it highlights some challenges the WNBA faces in maintaining consistent audience engagement. Caitlin Clark's absence, given her massive popularity and ability to draw eyes to the game, might have played a role. Clark's exciting play style and marketability have made her a standout in women's basketball, creating a unique draw for fans beyond the usual audience. This sharp decline could reflect broader issues, such as the league's need for more stars with crossover appeal, scheduling conflicts, or insufficient promotion. Maintaining momentum and growing the fan base will likely require the WNBA to capitalize on players like Clark, Angel Reese, and others with strong followings while investing in storytelling, marketing, and partnerships that connect with a wider audience.
Ratings for Game 1 have got to be disappointing for Kat Engelbert and the WNBA front office. There were regular season games this season where Caitlin Clark drew more than 1.8 million viewers. However, I hope Kat Engelbert is ready for disappointment because there's a hell of a lot more of it on the way. There were 3 other games in the WNBA on Sunday.
The drop in WNBA viewership from 1.8 million to just 161,000 is not just a dip, it's a nosedive, sparking serious concerns about the league's future without its newest stars. The absence of players like Caitlin Clark, whose electrifying style and massive popularity captivate fans, highlights a troubling dependency on individual personalities to drive interest. When one player's presence can make or break audience engagement, it reveals the league's struggle to establish a broader, more consistent fan base. To combat this, the WNBA must invest in stronger marketing, telling compelling player stories, and creating must-watch rivalries. Additionally, ensuring smoother transitions for collegiate stars like Clark and Angel Reese into the league is essential to maintain momentum. Without addressing these challenges, the WNBA risks missing its opportunity to secure long-term growth and stability.
Caitlin Clark is clearly a catalyst for a business that was, and let's be honest, Caitlin to some degree financially saved the WNBA. It was hemorrhaging money for years. Some people get famous on art.
Caitlin Clark didn't just arrive on the basketball scene, she redefined it. Known for her deep shooting range, court vision, and electrifying play style, Clark has brought a level of excitement that transcends the sport. She's not just a scorer, but a playmaker, often pulling off jaw-dropping assists and clutch performances that keep fans on the edge of their seats. Her ability to draw in casual viewers and generate buzz has set her apart, turning games she plays into must-watch events. Clark's impact goes beyond the stats. She's a cultural phenomenon, attracting attention from basketball legends, media outlets, and brands alike. She represents a new era of women's basketball, proving that players can combine elite skill with marketability to elevate the game to new heights. Whether it's packing arenas or dominating highlight reels, Clark is a game changer in every sense of the word.
From merchandising sales to new sponsorships to television ratings absolutely going through the roof to attendance to sellouts at basketball games to all-star games with record attendance both in person and on television. It is safe to say, North America, that the Caitlin Clark effect has taken over the WNBA at this point.
Indiana Fever transformed from a forgotten franchise into playoff contenders, all thanks to Caitlin Clark's game-changing presence. It's incredible to think about the impact of one player taking a team from obscurity to relevance almost overnight. Clark's ability to electrify audiences and dominate on the court has made her not just a star, but a lifeline for a league hungry for attention and growth. But here's the catch. Without her, the WNBA faces a harsh reality. Empty seats in arenas and TV ratings that drop to cringeworthy lows highlight just how much the league relies on breakout stars like Clark to sustain momentum. This level of dependency is risky, emphasizing the urgent need for the WNBA to cultivate a deeper connection with its fan base, market its current stars effectively, and ensure that new talents are integrated seamlessly. Without that, the league risks losing the progress Clark and others have worked so hard to build.
WNBA ratings are embarrassing without Caitlin Clark. 0 games have sold out in the playoffs. Outside of Caitlin Clark, there was not a single game that eclipsed 500,000 viewers. Hell, they weren't even close to doing that. Once she is eliminated,
it feels like the party's over and everyone's gone home. Raising a critical question, is the WNBA putting all its eggs in one basket? And what happens if that basket breaks? The rise of the Indiana Fever from obscurity to playoff contention, fueled entirely by Caitlin Clark's impact, illustrates just how transformative one star can be. But it also exposes a glaring vulnerability. A league overly reliant on individual players to carry its momentum. This isn't just about one team or one player. It's a broader issue for women's basketball. When a single star becomes the cornerstone of league-wide interest, the stakes are sky high. If that star falters or leaves, the ripple effects could be devastating. Empty arenas, plummeting TV ratings, and a loss of public interest. For the WNBA, this moment is a wake-up call. It's not enough to celebrate the rise of a Caitlin Clark. The league must capitalize on her influence to build a sustainable fan base, elevate other players, and create lasting excitement around women's basketball. Otherwise, the progress made today could fade just as quickly as it appeared.
This woman is box office, plus she can play, and the combination of the two would ultimately give...
Let's talk about Caitlin Clark's rookie season. It's not just about good stats. It's about numbers that make basketball historians sit up and take notice. Clark isn't merely making an impact. She's shattering expectations and setting new benchmarks. From her jaw-dropping scoring averages to her uncanny ability to rack up assists and rebounds, she's delivering a stat line that's rewriting the rookie record books. What makes it even more remarkable is how she does it. Draining three-pointers from impossible ranges, threading pinpoint passes, and taking over games with poise and flair. Her performances don't just stack up against other rookies. They're being compared to some of the greatest seasons in basketball history, male or female. Clark's rookie campaign isn't just a chapter in her career. It's a seismic moment for the WNBA, signaling the arrival of a generational talent capable of redefining what's possible on the court. It's no wonder basketball purists and casual fans alike are paying attention, because this is history in the making.
Let's put this in its proper perspective. When I think about Caitlin Clark, the operative word that comes to my mind is gratitude.
In her playoff debut, Caitlin Clark didn't just shine. She made history, becoming the first rookie in WNBA history to record at least 25 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists in a single game. That's not just breaking records. It's creating new categories of greatness. Clark's performance was more than a statistical milestone. It was a statement. She showed that, even as a rookie, she could dominate the biggest stage with poise, versatility, and leadership. Her ability to score, rebound, and facilitate at an elite level in high-pressure moments is rare and sets her apart as a once-in-a-generation talent. This kind of debut doesn't just elevate Clark's legacy, it raises the bar for what's possible in women's basketball. It's the kind of performance that will be talked about for years, inspiring young players and redefining expectations for rookies entering the league.
I'm just looking at some of the numbers here. When we talk about league attendance, the Indiana Fever, all right, with Caitlin Clark, led the league in attendance both home and on the road. Fever averaged 17,000.
Over the entire playoff series, Caitlin Clark averaged 18 points, 5 rebounds, 8.5 assists, 2 steals, and 1 block per game. You know who else has posted numbers like that in the playoffs? Nobody. Not a single player in WNBA history has matched this stat line. We're talking Michael Jordan territory here, folks. Now, you might be thinking, okay, great stats, but what does this really mean for the league? Well, let me paint you a picture. Imagine a league where one player's performance doesn't just fill the stat sheet, but shifts the entire narrative. Clark's playoff numbers aren't just a personal achievement. They're a wake-up call for the WNBA. They prove that the league has untapped potential for marketable stars who can deliver on the biggest stages. Her impact isn't confined to the court. It's changing how the WNBA is perceived by fans, brands, and media. With stats like that, the conversation around women's basketball has already evolved. Clark is showing the world that the league can produce talent on par with the greatest basketball players of all time. If Clark's numbers become the new standard, the WNBA could transition from being a niche league to a legitimate powerhouse in the sports world. This isn't just a statistical achievement. It's the kind of breakthrough that can elevate the league to unprecedented heights, attracting more fans, sponsorships, and media coverage. This is the moment where the WNBA has the chance to go from a hidden gem to a mainstream sensation.